So the one asset which is in limited supply in the entire world is time. If you're ever going to get rich or wealthy, you need to understand how to manage time, because once time is spent, you can never make back that time. Now, it's something that the wealthy people have mastered, that the poor people and the middle class just don't understand. You need to create and attach a lot of value to your time, because that is the time that's actually going to take you up. It's the time that's going to make you wealthy. It's the time that's going to make you great connections, and you need to understand how to create value of it, because as soon as you lose it, you can never gain it back. Yeah, you can always make more money. I mean, people cry and they are really sad when they do lose money. You make $1 million deal or something like that, and you lose money, and then you start crying about it. Of course, one aspect of it is that you've lost time, because you spent a lot of time making that money and you've lost the money. But in all essence, you can always make back money as long as you understand how to deal with your time perfectly. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 great tricks that I have personally learned and utilized to help me master my time, to help me utilize my time to ensure that I don't waste time and I can build more wealth. So stick around right through to the very end. The first one is creating chunks of uninterrupted time to be innovative. Now, this is by far the biggest and the most important thing any proper entrepreneur will have to understand. The thing about being an entrepreneur is that it's all about coming up with new ideas. It's all about solving problems. It's all about being innovative. Yeah, it's all about coming up with the new stuff. And this you can only do if you spend time alone. You can't do this time when you're seated down with people, having discussions with people, you're consistently in meetings, you're consistently moving from this place to this place. No, you can't do that. You need to make sure that you get time, sit alone and think very deeply and creatively. Now, this is something that I learned a while back from a guy called Alex Hormozi right here on YouTube, and I decided to start implementing it. Now, I actually had noticed that it is something I had been doing accidentally, but not very efficiently, yeah? Because I understood that for me to be creative and actually come up with ideas, I need to create these huge chunks of me being alone and doing stuff alone, whether it is reading, whether it is, coming up with ideas, whether it's being creative, having chunks of uninterrupted time, but I just didn't know how to do it effectively. Now, of course, with time, I mastered how to do it effectively. And for you to be creative, for you to get these great results, you need to understand the value of having this time uninterrupted, completely uninterrupted. Now, the way I personally do it, since I do own farms, is that the easiest way to do it is to spend time on one of my farms. So I'll go spend time on one of my farms, lock up myself in an office or a room or something like that, and then I'll put a sticker on the door or something like that, tell the people that no one should interrupt me. Yeah, so no one should come over. I get my phone, put it in silence, and place it upside down on my table, just to make sure that I'm not interrupted by anything. So if I'm going to be probably working on the computer and coming up with some ideas, probably doing some business numbers and getting creative, I just open my computer and I'll just do that. I'll have all my notifications off on the computer. I'll have literally all notifications and all other apps closed, and I'll just open this one app. If I'm coming up with YouTube video ideas, for example, I'll tell myself that I'm going to do these YouTube video ideas for, the next 2 to 3 hours, and I'm not going to do anything else. So I'll just shut off completely everything else completely, and then just make sure that I focus all my attention on this. And I try to do this as often as possible. So if I can do it every day, if you can do it every day, then that would be the greatest thing, because I'll tell you something. For me, these 3 or 4 hours each and every day are the most productive hours of my day. Yeah, they're literally the most productive hours of my life. It is in these 3 or 4 hours that literally everything else in my life changes, because this is the time that I personally utilize to come up with great ideas. Yeah, if I'm having a problem on the farm, probably with accounts or with the efficiency of something, it is during this time that I'm going to come up with a solution. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense for me to sit down and I'm coming up with an idea, I'm starting to figure it out, I'm like, oh, I think this will work, and then I get a phone call. Yeah, then I talk to this person, and then after like an hour, or after let's say 10 minutes, I'm getting back to it. You just get interrupted. Your thought process gets interrupted. You can't analyze stuff very critically, and you just miss out on the great alternatives to get stuff solved. Yeah, so that is the first trick. Make sure that you spend as much time to yourself as possible with uninterrupted time where you come up with all these creative ideas, whether it's a business idea, whether it is, a solution to a problem that you're having in your business. You spend this time alone, and that's when you develop stuff. Then after that, you can do other things. Now that's tip one. Now the second time management tip is batching up work. Yeah, and it's as plain and simple as that. Do all your work in batches. Don't do work haphazardly. That's another thing that I personally learned that I feel like has quickly made me way more efficient. Yeah, way more efficient. Now, if you batch up work, it simply means that you place tasks that are similar together. So you don't end up running from one task to another kind of task to another kind of task. I'll give you an example with the kinds of tasks that I personally do. My tasks are usually tasks around, number one, meetings, because I'll have a lot of meetings, whether it is with the Farm Up Academy that I personally do run, so that is maybe with students, one-on-one calls, or with my farm managers on the farm. I'll have meetings like that, or with some of my other employees, I'll have meetings like that. In addition to that, I'll have times of doing stuff for YouTube. So that's either coming up with YouTube ideas, that is probably responding to people's comments once in a while, that is, coming up with thumbnails, or maybe reviewing a video. Honestly, that is something I've tried to cut out as much as possible, but once in a while I have to do them. Maybe if we have gotten something really important that needs to be edited and uploaded somewhere, yeah, that is something that I need to do. So that's another type of work. So first was meetings, second was YouTube. Another one is actual farm stuff. Yeah, so once in a while I'll be on the farm and I want to do, like, I would say, supervision or follow-up of stuff that's happening around. So I'll go through the poultry units, and then I'll go through the stock cards that the guys do have, the records that they do have physically on the farm, go through the data they do have on the farm. So that's another one. And then another might be like the financials. Yeah, so just go through the reports, how money is being deposited, how it's being spent, and stuff like that. Yeah, so let's just take an example. So those are 4 batches of work that I do have. Now, if you're the kind of guy who, you move from editing or reviewing one YouTube video, and then you go into a meeting, and then come back, make a thumbnail, then go and have a meeting or follow up with some data on the farm. I mean, you're just never going to get stuff done. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to notice that you've done so little of everything. In the end, it's not efficient. You're not having any great results because you're just running around. Yeah, so what I personally do is that I batch this work, all of it up. Yeah, so I could be on the farm for literally the entire week, but I only do farm work for maybe 6 hours. Yeah, so in these 6 hours, I'll tell myself, okay, in these 6 hours, I'm going to move around all the poultry houses, move around the entire farm, see how everything is being placed. Then in the same time, I'll go over to the store, check out the stock cards, check out how everything is being run, see if the guys are filling their daily checklists and everything. And then I know at the end of the day, I'm 100% certain that the farm is actually in line, and we're not having any chaos there. So I've batched it up. I'm efficient because my line and thought of pattern is literally in line with the farm. Yeah, I'm not trying to cross farm work with YouTube work, Farm Up Academy work with some other business things. No, I'm not having all this stuff interrupting me and coming up with all these ideas that are not put together. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you batch stuff as much as possible. That increases your efficiency and ensures that you do have the very best results. And then finally, tip number 3, this is one of, again, the best time management tips you will ever have, and that is delegation. I mean, it's really crazy. Yeah, delegation. And the interesting bit is that a lot of people don't understand the value of this. I mean, I was a culprit at a particular point. I mean, when I started out, I was the kind of person who believed that I was good at doing everything. Yeah, I do believe that, I can do everything, I can teach myself to do everything, and I can do everything. And it's good. I mean, it's okay when you're starting out, it gives you a grasp of things. But as you get bigger, as you get more things to do, it simply means that you're never efficient. Earlier on, when I started out, I mean, I was the one who was working inside the poultry units. I was the one who was involved in the sales, and then I was the one who was involved in purchases, buying each and everything. I was the one who was involved in the record keeping. I was the one involved in making the YouTube videos. I was involved in literally everything. I would shoot the videos, I would edit the videos, I would upload the videos. I mean, It was just crazy. And I thought this was the most efficient way because I personally felt like I was the best person at doing each and every one of those things. How untrue that was, yeah? This is the thing that you personally need to learn. And I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, you need to understand that there is someone who is better than you at almost everything. At the beginning, when you're starting out and you're in this business, probably you're shooting your own YouTube videos, you think to yourself, how can I get someone who can shoot these videos better than me? I mean, is it even possible? Or it's probably editing the videos. You're like, can anyone edit these YouTube videos better than me? I mean, every time I give someone to edit the videos, they are really crappy. It's simply because you haven't met better people to edit YouTube videos, yeah? Or you probably don't have a budget big enough to pay really good people to edit YouTube videos. But you'll be surprised how much more you can grow, how much more you can develop when you get people who are better than you. Again, there's people who are better than you at literally everything. There are people who are better than you at, I mean, I look at myself, I give myself as an example. There are people who are better than me at shooting YouTube videos. There are people who are better than me at editing YouTube videos. People who are better than me at editing thumbnails. People who are better than me at literally each and everything, yeah? And all you need to do is get these people and give them these responsibilities. I keep telling people that, I mean, sometimes I can spend 2-3 months without spending time on the farm, yeah? And it's not because of any other reason, but simply because I have hired the right people to do this work, yeah? People who are literally better than me at these individual tasks. I might be better than them at, managing and putting each and everything together, but they are better than me at the individual tasks, yeah? Whether it is formulating the feed, there's someone who is better than me at formulating feed for chickens, yeah? Whether it is coming up with, great YouTube video ideas, there's someone who is better than me at that. Whether it is editing, YouTube videos, there's someone who is better than me at that. Whether it is doing accounts and following up, or scheduling meetings and all that kinds of stuff, there is someone who is better than me at all that stuff. And the only thing I need to do is figure out how to get this team of people together. That's number one. How to utilize this team to their very best efficiency, so manage them properly, give them proper instructions, and ensure that they can put all this stuff together to ensure that I do have the very best results. So you need to understand that people are better than you at everything, and the less you do and the more you give out to other people simply means that you're going to have more time to yourself, because of course you're doing less, so you can have more time to come up with the creative stuff, with the creative ideas. Remember point number time where you need more time to yourself, yeah? You can only get that time to yourself if you delegate, yeah? Otherwise, you're never going to have that time. Literally the entire day, from early in the morning to late in the night, you're going to be dealing with something, yeah? Yet for you, the most important time, at least for me, yeah, and for most entrepreneurs, the most important time is the time that you're actually seated alone, coming up with great ideas, coming up with solutions to problems in the business. I mean, the people who are working in the business are never going to have time for that, yeah? If you do have someone who is an engineer and is doing particular work on the farm, their work is, to do the work that you've given them, yeah? They're never going to approach it in a different angle, because their work is to carry out tasks and get results in the tasks that you've given them, yeah? For you, your work might be to figure out different kinds of tasks that they need to do. So you need to spend a lot of your time in this creative field, yeah? In this field where you're literally looking at the bigger picture, not the small, tiny, day-to-day running of activities. And the only way you can get that aside is by delegating work, having as little as possible to do for yourself, so that you can create time to do a lot of other things. So again, these 3 time management tips, when I personally placed them in my businesses and started utilizing them, I started noticing that my businesses started skyrocketing. Yeah, the efficiency of my time became better, and how much money I started making started skyrocketing, because then I could leverage other people's time, I could leverage other people's skills to help my personal businesses grow. But not only do my businesses grow, even these people become better because they do things that they love, and they're doing it in an environment that fosters development, that fosters change. They're literally seeing an impact, because they're not only doing something in the normal activities that they are carrying out, but they are doing it to follow a greater vision, your vision, because you're a visionary. You're seated down, you're spending time on the important things of vision, and so they see a future in what they are doing, because they're not just doing it haphazardly, and you are also being efficient. So there is great growth. Now, getting to this point usually requires a lot of sacrifices, yeah? You need to sacrifice. And so I've made a video about the one sacrifice that you do need to make to become rich. to escape poverty, to just be happy and become rich. I'll leave a link to that video right here. Check it out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. Catch you very soon with another video. Lots of love. Bye-bye.